All right, Ted, who do you have as your winner of the week?
I got to go with Jaycee Horn. You know who that is?
The corner?
The corner. Did
Yeah,
you
he's a
see his?
freak.
Did you see his pro day numbers?
He's a freak of nature.
I mean, unbelievable. Listen to these numbers, folks. 6 foot, 205 pounds, or actually 6'1", 205 pounds.
Check.
Ran a 4.3940.
Check.
Verticaled
Hold on.
41.
Check and cast register sound. Cha-ching.
Vertical jump 41.5 inches.
What?
Broad jump 133 inches. For those doing the math quickly in their head, that is over an 11-foot broad jump. Bench press at corner, 19 reps.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And had long arms too, right?
Yeah. So you're talking about a guy that it's not like he wasn't like off the board or way down the list, but that's a pro day that takes you from, a first round pick, maybe a late first round pick, to a top 10 pick. That is incredible. His numbers, Patrick Surtain, we all know how good he was at Alabama. He's the number 1 overall corner. His numbers are better than him in every category. Faster, better broad jump, better vertical, more reps on the bench press. Now, it's not by much. That's how good Patrick Surtain is. But when I saw those numbers, I'm like, wow, that dude made some cash.
I saw the numbers. I saw some of the video, and I saw the comparison between him and Patrick Surtain, and it made me sad that the combine wasn't happening. Right? Because we would have gotten the thing where they put them up in the virtual thing and they're like running against each other and like side by side. I don't know how the technology works, but it's awesome. They would have been able to, maybe they would have been going head to head with each other. I don't know. Horn and Surtain, not close. They probably wouldn't have been in the same group when it comes to the alphabet. But it made me sad that the combine wasn't happening. I was like, dude, it would have been awesome to hear all of the NFL Network guys just lose their minds over Horn's performance. But, the year is what it is, Ted. It is what it is.
When's the last time Oklahoma had a freak
Do we really need to talk about it? I mean, I knew this is where this was headed. Do we really need to talk about it?
Okay, I will.
But seriously, has OU ever had a defensive back? I mean, those are incredible numbers.
At defensive back, I have to go see. Well, we've had Antonio Perkins' numbers will look like that.
Right.
He was an 11-foot broad jump, 40+ vertical, 4.3 guy, but he wasn't that highly graded as a corner. But they'd be few and far between. Brodney Pools were probably like that too, but it's been a while for sure.
Yeah. Horn is going to be a very rich man. Congratulations to him. Okay, who do you have as your loser of the week?
It's got to be Tim Peel, the NHL referee. Have you seen this story?
So I read it. I read about it this morning, and it made me sad because I thought hockey was supposed to be the pure sport, right? And to hear a ref say something like that, ooh,
it's a pure sport in a sense that they usually kind of protect their own. A makeup call is nothing new. Everyone knows that there's makeup calls all the time in every sport. Referees foul something up on one end, and the next thing you go down to the other end, boom, they hit you with something real quick, and everyone's like, okay, well, we had that one coming. He just happened to say it on a hot mic, and it's a really polarizing topic because a lot of people are saying, well, how can you fire a guy for doing what everyone already knows that they do? He just happened to be caught on a hot mic. The other people are like, well, number one, don't say it on a hot mic, and number two, officiate what you see. So I guess I get it on both sides. Problem is, Tim Pill's looking for a new job.
Yeah, I believe that they said that he will never referee again in the NHL. And if anyone's confused, he was caught on a hot mic on Nashville's broadcast, by the way, saying the Nashville Predators broadcast. By the way, if you ever get a chance to go to a Nashville Preds game, definitely do it. It's really fun. But he said, quote, "It wasn't much, but I wanted to get an effing penalty against Nashville early." So, oops.
Yeah.
They did. You're right, though. They responded to it swiftly and intensely. The NHL was like, "All right, see you, man."
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do as the NHL whenever you officiating cannot at all look like it's compromised in any way, shape, or form, or look like referees are giving preferential treatment or not calling it how they see it. It just so happens like everyone knows that makeup calls happen, but this happened on a hot mic, and I mean that's the difference between no big deal or come on and your job and being done, and what are you going to do now? So, loser of the week.
Yeah, he was due to retire after this season, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know what that
he'll
means.
still get his pension or whatever, right? No?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm not going to pretend I know enough about the law.
You don't want to go in depth on NHL referees pension fund and what you have
We
to
can do
to be
some
eligible?
digging. You know, I like going down a rabbit hole every once in a while. Don't make me do it though. Okay, my winner of the week. I've got some honorable mentions. Najee Harris. That was a great story. Wasn't even participating in Bama's Pro Day. Flight got canceled due to weather. Makes the 9-hour drive from Dallas to Tuscaloosa to support his boys. Love that football guy move. And I think I kind of love Najee Harris now after some of his quotes at the college football playoff and then this story. Big Najee Harris guy.
Yeah, he grew on me throughout the season too. I agree 100%.
And he is a hell of a player. But
yes, he is.
Also thought about going with Big Ten football fans because Big Ten announced that they'll stay out of the way and they're going to let their schools determine attendance for spring games. So remember that the Big Ten didn't have any fans this season. So it'll be the first football these Big 12 football or Big Ten football fans have seen since the end of the 2019 season. I mean, it's been a while, Ted. So I bet those people were pretty excited.
If they would have just been a little more patient in the fall, they could be playing a football season right now, Gabe. Come on.
I know. Whatever happened to the spring season?
Well,
on,
it's
Kevin
still
Warren.
happening. I watched Jackson State game over the weekend.
Nice. But my winner of the weekend goes to CBS and Turner because I read a great article from Pete Thamel there at Yahoo, and it was talking about the NCAA Tournament TV deal. And the reason that CBS and Turner are my winner of the week is because Mark Emmert is an idiot. I mean, he's just, I don't know how else to say it because, so basically you go back and look at 2016, right? The NCAA still had 8 years, Teddy, 8 years left on its TV contract with CBS and Turner for the NCAA tournament. And remember, the NCAA tournament is where the NCAA makes all of its money. Now, Mark Emmert cited uncertainties at what the future of TV would look like. So NCAA president Mark Emmert decided to extend the deal until 2032 with an increase of less than 3% annually. Keep that number in mind, Ted. Less than 3% annually. There's still over a decade left on this deal now. And well, it turns out the TV landscape has changed some, but people still love live sports. Love it. So some of these TV specialists, people that understand these things, they think that if the NCAA tournament, if the NCAA was coming to the end of that original deal, that they would have been able to get something similar from a percentage standpoint as what we've seen the NFL, the NBA, those types of new TV deals, which were around 100% increase. Not less than 3, Ted, 100% annually. So from some of the math of these smart people that know the TV business, it's estimated that Mark Emmert's decision will cost the NCAA more than $3.5 billion over the life of this contract. A source in the article, Teddy, said it was, quote, is one of the biggest mistakes in sports media in recent history.
Well, yeah, I'd say so.
$3.5 billion.
I guess
Oops.
Mark Emmert was thinking a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Okay.
He was
but
bragging about it too. I mean, he even got, this was all in the article that, he was, really flaunting the billion word, and like he was really puffing his chest out. He even got a raise for the deal he struck. And now you look at it in
that's really
hindsight,
all
you're
that
like,
matters. You
yeah,
know,
good for him.
That's really all that matters, as long as your employer is happy and you got a raise out of the deal. Yeah, the bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. May be true, but he really is a bird in the hand worth more than 3.5 billion birds in the bush, because dang, that's a lot of money. That's a fireable offense.
You think?
I mean, when is the last time
let's
anyone
just
said
think
that?
of the shit this guy has messed up in the last
I
couple
know.
weeks. The
That's what I'm
NCAA
saying.
women's tournament, right? The disparities between the setups there. They're still trying to, like, I thought name, image, and likeness was supposed to be done in January, right? That's when that whole thing was supposed to happen. The transfer rule, like that, these kids have all transferred to different schools across the country thinking they are going to be immediately eligible. Man, they really haven't said anything about it. That all pales in comparison to a $3.5 billion screw up.
It's amazing. I cannot remember the last time anyone said that Mark Emmert has done anything good at all for the NCAA. Can you?
No. I think he's meeting with the kids that are protesting the tournament after the tournament.
Well,
So
let me just tell you what we're going to hear about that coming out of it. It's going to be like, he said what? He did what?
Exactly.
He
offended everyone.
Right, he offended everyone or forgot to show up. I mean, it's going to be something bad.
I'm going to pull it up because Pete Thamel had one of the best descriptive things I've ever read, where it made me laugh out loud when I read it about Mark Emmert. I was like, there's no way he just said that. But I believe he said something to the effect of, like, out of all, he called it the Cheesecake Factory menu of mistakes that Mark Emmert has made. And I about died laughing. I was like, that's so good. That's so damn good.
I'll say this. Mark Emmert has a difficult, maybe impossible job.
Thankless job.
You're in charge of something that, quite frankly, doesn't even really need to exist. And a lot of people would love to see disappear. So it's one of those things where I don't know that anyone can do that job well, because they're fighting losing battles on about 50 different fronts right now.
Pete Thamel, when choosing from the Cheesecake Factory menu of NCAA president Mark Emmert's biggest failures over his decade-long tenure, there appears to be a clear low point. I mean, that is so beautifully written Pete Thamel, you're a genius. I mean, that is
He's been saving that one for the right article, and
he's
it
had
just
that one
here it came.
loaded, and he's like, "Who's it gonna be?" It's like that scene in The Waterboy. Who's it gonna be? And he was like, "It's gonna be Mark Emmert." There's my
Wow.
bitch. Oh, that's great.
That's
All right,
I love it.
loser of the week. Thought about going with Bigfoot because Oklahomans are coming for him. Right? What was it? $2.1 million bounty if
Yeah,
found alive and unharmed. I
I
think
say
that's what I read.
let's schedule a Bigfoot hunt. What do you say?
Oh man, I mean, who couldn't use $2.1 million? Sounds great.
I've basically already allocated the 2.1 million, so we better go get it.
Just don't let Mark Emmert handle it. That's all I
Right.
know. But
Well, I got news. If anyone happens to see Bigfoot in southeastern Oklahoma, I've been to southeastern Oklahoma. I know the people down there. They are definitely going to shoot it. Okay. That is definitely going to happen. I don't
he
care
he
if you
will
get
not be alive and unharmed.
the the being able to have it stuffed and mounted on their wall is worth more to them than the $2.1 million.
Ooh, that's a good point. I also thought about making John Rahm, or not John Rahm, but people that were going to bet on John Rahm for the Masters. Thought about making those people my loser of the week because turns out him and his wife are going to have a baby. It sounds like during the middle of Masters week, and he basically came out and said, "Hey, if you're thinking about betting on me, maybe don't because I may have to leave." But there's also cinnamon toast crunch. I mean, that whole thing. What you're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No way. Okay, this has been like the most popular story of the last 2 days. You're telling me you have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay, so there's a guy named Jensen Cart that fun fact in real life is married to the girl that played Topanga on Boy Meets World. So that's fun fact. I don't know why I needed
Topanga.
to tell you
Okay.
that. But you know who Topanga is, right?
No.
Jesus help you. But basically, he tweets out a picture of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and his Cinnamon Toast Crunch has shrimp tails in it.
Shrimp tails? What do you mean?
Shrimp, like, when you
Like
eat like a
shrimp cocktail tails
tails. Yes.
in cinnamon toast crunch?
Yes. Yes. I cannot believe you have not seen this. And there's like this back and forth. I mean, here's the picture right here. I'm showing it to you. There it is. Shrimp tails.
Oh man, those blend in pretty good. He's lucky
And
he picked those out. I would have scooped them right into my mouth.
and initially Cinnamon Toast Crunch responded was like, "No, that's common. That's just cinnamon balled together." And he was like, "What? They're obviously shrimp tails." And then
Cinnamon balled together?
and it's completely escalated since then. Like I think now they asked him to go to a police station. Dude, you got to read about this. I am stunned you haven't heard about this.
Wow.
But they're not even my loser of the week, because my loser of the week, fans of the Washington football team, because now they're excited about that defensive line, right? Chase Young, that I think they've got a solid coach and Ron Rivera. I think he's doing things right there. Those fans have a lot to be excited about. But if there's one thing that those fans have been asking about for years, it is that they want Dan Snyder to sell the team. They've been saying that for forever, right? Horrible owner. One of the worst owner in sports from all indications. Now, there's been some weird stuff going on with the minority ownership group. I still can't get over that you hadn't seen the shrimp picture. Oh my gosh. But
it's crazy.
Back to the Snyder thing. So there was weird things going on with minority ownership in the offseason. There were the rumors about Jeff Bezos, right? Maybe that he was coming to buy the team. Well, a report from golongtd.com, everyone knows golongtd.com, comes out, and it has been confirmed that the NFL has approved a $450 million debt waiver so that Dan Snyder can buy his minority investors out, which basically means now it has to get approved by 24, I believe 24 of the 32 owners from what I read, but it basically will make him the full and complete controller of the organization, which he already was making the decisions, but the Washington football team fans were hoping that this guy would sell the team. Maybe they were going to get Jeff Bezos. Instead, he's going to own the whole damn thing, Teddy. That's got to be just a little depressing.
Pretty bad reversal in fortunes there. I've never seen a team. I mean, most people are indifferent. Some people like the owner. I've never seen anyone hate the owner of their franchise as much as Washington hates their owner. It's weird.
Yeah, they still got that investigation going on too. Remember that whole culture of so I can't imagine the Washington football team fans are happy. Now, we're done here because you need to go read more about the cinnamon toast. Just Google cinnamon toast crunch. I mean, have you been living under a rock the last 2 days?
Have you ever seen Striptease with Demi Moore?
Absolutely. I love Demi Moore.
Okay.
Love.
Right. Everyone loves that movie. Do you remember the bouncer putting the cockroaches into the yogurt?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
His plan was to sue the yogurt company. Is that what Jensen Cart is doing?
I don't believe so because
here's all you got to do. Throw some shrimp tails from the cocktail party the night before and sprinkle some cinnamon on them and claim it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. If you've got a big enough Twitter account, you get enough people to make it go viral. Come on, Gabe.
From what I've gathered, he's kind of a funny guy. He's kind of a prankster. But when he posted, he was like, this is not a bit. There was shrimp in my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I don't know, man. But
I feel like this is the old striptease move. I mean, he's married to Topanga. I'm sure
Topanga.
The cash is
Topanga. We're done. Episode 97 in the books.